Good morning. Well, welcome to the podcast for FHS. And this morning I am joined by Pascal Armoudom, partner at Kearney. Pascal, lovely to meet you over the podcast today. Thank you very much for joining us. How are you?
I'm very good, Michelle. Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. Well, we're very happy that Kearney are going to be a sponsor with us at the upcoming FHS World event in Dubai. So today we just wanted to get a little bit of your ideas and insights around the global hospitality industry, a little bit more deep dive into the Middle East as well. But let's talk for a moment about your specific experience across Europe and Asia and now the Middle East as well. How has your global perspective influenced your approach to tackling specific challenges within the tourism, leisure and hospitality sector?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I had the chance to work and be based and live in different continents, different regions of the world. I was based in Paris, London, Shanghai, Riyadh, and now Dubai. And I must say that that helps me every day to better apprehend and embrace not only the complexity of global markets, but also look at regional and local specifics. This is a global industry. In 2024, there are going to be 1.5 billion international tourists, 1.5 billion. And that number is going to reach 1.8 billion by 2030. And one of the stakes of the industry is mass personalization, how to deliver that personalized experience to so many people, and service, affordability, vibrancy as well does not mean the same for Americans, Europeans, Asians, Middle Eastern, and my background, I think, helped me to address that topic.
Absolutely. No, you're quite right. And I think that since you've now come back to Kearney as a partner in the transportation and travel practice, how are you leveraging all of this vast experience that you've had as sort of across different countries to shape the strategies that and solutions that you're going to be bringing to your clients now in the hospitality industry in your current role and position at Kearney?
Yeah, you're right to mention that actually I left Kearney in 2019 and I rejoined a year ago. And in the meantime, I worked for the Public Investment Fund in Saudi Arabia. I was Chief Strategy and Innovation Officer for luxury, Uber luxury destination with hotels, with marinas, golf, and various leisure experiences. And I must say that coming back to Kearney and working with my clients on similar topics, but as a consultant, had also given me a different perspective. And just to summarize it, I would say that I'm now taking the issues of my clients as if they were mine. Their monkeys on their shoulders become my monkeys in a way, because I really feel that I am in their shoes in a way, right? And I understand, how important it is for them to have recommendation that align with the mandate of the company, needs to fulfill the expectations of their board or their shareholders, and also need to be actionable by their teams and their staff. Because that was my concern a few years ago, until recently, actually. And I would call it, essential rightness in a way, which is one of our key motto at Kearney, essential rightness. And actually, I would summarize what we are doing and what I'm doing at Kearney in a very simple way. In tourism and hospitality, Michelle, it's really about creating a differentiating, memorable, desirable experience for guests. That's one thing. And then the other thing is to deliver it as well in the cost-effective manner and also in line with the mandate of your company and what your shareholders expect from you. So for that, we provide advisory and again refer to essential rightness.
Absolutely. No, you're right. I think it's one thing to talk about it, but it's the delivery as well. And you're seeing different demographics, I imagine. We're looking at millennials as well, and we're looking at different groups of people wanting different experiences from their travel experience. So We'll talk about them in a minute, but are there any specific trends that you're seeing sort of shaping the future of the global hospitality industry at the moment? And do you have any advice, I would say, for other industry leaders to help them to prepare for these changes?
Absolutely. I mentioned already the high demand increase. We have now caught up with the pre-pandemic level. I mentioned already the number of international tourists. I could mention that the tourism industry as a whole is going to reach approximately $11.1 trillion GDP globally, which represents still about 10% of the global GDP. And it's still expected to grow in the coming year, which, by the way, makes us think about one key trend and I would say even concern, which is over-tourism. You probably heard that, for instance, in Cinque Terre, the peak periods is not only July and August, it's also before July and after August. In hotspots like Kyoto in Japan, I had the chance to be there, to get there. I don't know if you also visited Kyoto, a wonderful place, but it's completely saturated. They don't find, they are not able to recruit enough staff for hotels. Waste management has become a nightmare. So there are multiple hotspots in the world becoming saturated. So this high demand and growing demand is also coming along with over-tourism. And that's something we need to take into consideration for the industry and hospitality in particular. There are also other trends which we can mention, but I would take, of course, such a long time to discuss them in detail. The geopolitics, obviously, and the conflicts which we have across the globe, which create uncertainty for developers, for operators, for the entire value chain. But we also have very positive trends which create fantastic opportunities. A few of them, obviously, sustainability. We conducted a research, and we're going to publish the report and the outputs of that research at the occasion of FHS, by the way. You're going to have the exclusivity of the outputs. So we conducted a research with 1,700 global travelers, which clearly show that sustainability is becoming a key criteria in choosing the destination, the tourism destination of these travelers. However, what we can also see that it comes with a paradox. So people are more and more aware of it and conscious of it, but they do not necessarily accept the dilemma or the constraints which come together with sustainability. For instance, they are still favoring airlines and flights to get to their destination compared to alternative means. So that's another one. And I would mention also technology. We see the rise of AI in many instances. One example is, for instance, to control the flow of tourism in saturated areas and better control mobility. But it's also to better pilot the carbon emissions, help operators to go into different strategies, including reuse and recycle materials and goods on site. And that's also a fantastic opportunity for the operators. That brings opportunities not only from a top line perspective, but also from a cost efficiency perspective.
Absolutely. No, you've touched on some very interesting topics there. I think over-tourism is something that we will be looking at the event as well, and something that we're very mindful of and aware of in the media as well, in quite a few destinations in Europe, actually. But talking about the trends that you've mentioned there, but also the key demographics, I think that, as you say, travelers are increasingly seeking, these more vibrant kind of experiences and wellness experiences. They're mindful of sustainability as well and ESG. And so it's important for the hospitality companies to adapt to this need and these evolving preferences. But do you not think that the AI side of things also comes with its challenges? Because not everybody, is sort of, we're going along that journey now. But do you foresee, other than just the positive sides of things and streamlining things, making things more efficient, there are going to be some sort of challenges in implementing these technologies, I'd have thought, for some hospitality companies? Do you have a point of view on that or any thoughts?
Absolutely. And actually, as we speak, we are supporting a client in the region in adopting AI and data analytics in a more, I would say, a systematic manner to embrace those challenges that we mentioned and those trends that we mentioned, including personalization as an example, mass personalization, as I said. And actually, I would say one of the challenges is to create the right data culture. An organization is not necessarily data native. There have been, historical habits and ways of working, and you need to embed into the organization the fact that data will not become the new religion. We are not asking our clients and their teams to only believe in data and not rely on their background and intuition and also collective intelligence. But data can be a great support for decision making. And that's what we're trying to instill to our clients, which is going to take a bit of time depending on the stage of maturity. And then there's also another challenge, which is to make it visible that there is a business case. You probably heard recently that after the billions of dollars that Microsoft and others have invested into AI, into OpenAI for Microsoft, the financial community is starting to look more closely at the return on investment of those billions, because although we can see progress every day, the end customers, so our clients, I'm not talking about consumers and people, but our clients are not necessarily always ready to pay for accordingly for what AI or data can bring. And that's also generates a paradox which has to be solved. I read a very interesting article from a top researcher in AI from a Canadian university, and he was also saying that whatever progress we mentioned about AI, when it comes to interacting with the physical world, you don't have any AI platform or algorithm which is able to beat 4 years old children. Again, when it comes to apprehending the physical world, I'm not talking about building speeches or structuring a document or whatever. So yeah, there are challenges, and it will take time to address those different challenges.
Absolutely. I think we're all navigating that in our daily lives as well, aren't we? That AI has its benefits. It's only as good as the data that you input also to see that you're going to get those good insights from the data that you analyze afterwards. But it doesn't replace the human touch and that personal experience also that certainly we look for as adults, but also children, as you say, very much fascinated by it. I remember when I went to Japan with my daughter, that the robots everywhere was absolutely mind-blowing for them. But it's an education, it's a journey, isn't it, that you are on? And there's definitely a lot of value and lessons that we can learn and implement.
Yeah, and if I may, if you just allow me to precise my thoughts, I'm not saying at all that there is no opportunity. There are fantastic opportunities. One example, if you want, for theme parks, as an example, Disney or others, is to use AI for predictive maintenance, right? To be able to detect the time when a given attraction or a given engine may fail, so that you don't have to wait too late before maintaining it and making sure that it gets fixed, so you don't have to close it and lose revenue. So that's one example which the airline industry is using for aircraft. So there are fantastic opportunities. I'm just saying that it's not going to be super easy, and it's going to take time to embrace it.
Absolutely. I agree. So let's talk a little bit about the Future Hospitality Summit itself coming up now. Why don't you tell me what you're looking to achieve? What are you going to be looking to get out of the event when we come and meet one another and we all come together? There's, now the registrations are really ramping up. We're expecting, 1,500 people to be together at the end of September. So we're very excited about that. As a company, what are you hoping to achieve? Who would you like to meet? How are you going to approach your experience at the event?
So, well, first, we are very excited to join for the very first time the event, and we hope it's going to be a long-lasting partnership and collaboration between FHS and Kearney. And second, we will come with hopefully our thought leadership with that research as an example that is going to disclose and reveal very exciting insights for the industry. We mentioned technology, we mentioned the attitude versus sustainability, but we can also, again, discuss wellness, which is going mainstream and also more and more becoming applicable to the entire family. So people may look for an offering which embrace holistic wellness, so soul, mind, body, not only for them as adults, but more and more for their children as well. And I'm sure if you have children, you probably feel
Yes, yes.
really concerned by their health and their well-being. That's one. You also mentioned earlier the need for people, or let's say the quest for people to have diverse experience within the same trip, not only stay on the beach, but also enjoy the vibrancy of a city, which, by the way, in our study, we highlight that Dubai is becoming part of the very top season and lifestyle destination, while also being a city. That's one of the exciting insights. So yeah, to answer your question, we're going to bring our thought leadership, our insights, and are really looking forward to exchange, to share, and to learn, and network with the ecosystem.
Absolutely. Well, I'm absolutely positive you're going to have a wonderful experience. We're delighted to be working with you, and very excited about learning more once the report is published as well. And it's great timing, isn't it, that that's going to be exactly at the same juncture.
Perfect timing. We cannot dream of a better timing.
Haven't aligned any better. We worked that out when we first spoke. And hopefully we'll be able to get you more involved with our event coming up in Saudi Arabia as well in April. So we'll, as you say, it should be the beginning of a wonderful partnership. We're absolutely looking forward to that and to welcoming you along. And thank you very much for your time today. It's been very interesting to talk. And we look forward to seeing you again in just a few weeks' time, Pascal. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Thank you for having me. Have a nice day.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.